Hey everyone, welcome. On this channel, we're going to get into an advanced look at the story Disastrous Necromancer. Come with me as we unravel the journey of Lin Moyu, from his beginnings to him becoming a force to be reckoned with in a mysterious new world. If this story sounds like something you'll enjoy, please like, share, and comment. Your support helps us keep providing these in-depth looks into the world of Disastrous Necromancer. Now let's continue.
The remnant soul screamed continuously, and Lin Moyu increased the intensity of the fire, causing it to scream even louder. The remnant soul screamed, "Spare me, I will give you the inheritance. If I am burned to death, the inheritance will be lost too. That is the inheritance of the Heavenly Lord." Lin Moyu had no sympathy. The remnant soul had to die, even if it meant giving up the inheritance. "Even without the inheritance, I can reach the Heavenly Lord realm with my own strength." His cold voice extinguished the last hope of the remnant soul. Lin Moyu was determined to kill it, even if it meant giving up the inheritance. His words drove the remnant soul to madness. It roared and lunged at Lin Moyu. A giant toad snake appeared in the starry sky, the remnant soul transforming into a rune beast, attacking Lin Moyu. The undead army couldn't stop it. This rune beast had at least the combat power of the other shore realm. This was the remnant soul's final madness. Once a Heavenly Lord's remnant soul went mad, it was extremely terrifying. Lin Moyu had anticipated this and calmly took out a 3-light talisman from the treasure ship's warehouse and activated it. With one step, Lin Moyu disappeared. The remnant soul, seemingly losing its mind, continued to madly lunge at Lin Moyu, but Lin Moyu used the 3-light talisman to move at extreme speed, teleporting all over the secret realm's starry sky. No matter what, the giant snake formed by the remnant soul couldn't touch Lin Moyu. The world-burning fire burned fiercely, and the remnant soul grew weaker and weaker until the runes collapsed, and the remnant soul was on the brink of death. "I won't let you go." The remnant soul, barely alive, tried to cast a final curse. Lin Moyu sneered and activated the explosive luck technique. The remnant soul's luck was revealed, a value of 10, gray, on the verge of death. Lin Moyu's luck, on the other hand, soared like a dragon. The difference in luck was enormous. Under the explosive luck technique, the remnant soul's curse was interrupted. The world-burning fire burned fiercely, turning the remnant soul to ashes, truly reducing it to nothing. Lin Moyu carefully sensed the karma. After all, it was the remnant soul of the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord, and Lin Moyu didn't want to form any karma with the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord. He guessed that the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord might still be alive, and forming karma with such a figure would be of no benefit to him. Fortunately, he didn't feel any karmic force. With the death of the remnant soul, a large amount of starlight reappeared in the secret realm's starry sky, bringing some light. Then, a wood god flower appeared in the starry sky, a high-tier wood god flower with 9 petals. Lin Moyu, with some doubt, took the wood god flower in his hand and also took out the other wood god flowers. First, he fused the 10 high-tier wood god flowers into one, forming a wood god flower with 11 petals. Then, he fused the previously fused 10-petal wood god flower with it. The 12th petal grew, turning it into a 12-petal wood god flower king. The wood god flower king before him was exactly the same as the one he had seen in the mist. The entire flower was pure white, emitting a holy aura, more beautiful than the finest white jade. In the white light, there was also an extremely pure soul force overflowing. Lin Moyu was certain that absorbing this wood god flower king would elevate his soul to a new level. Currently, his soul had just reached the late stage of the other shore realm, equivalent to the Saint Sovereign level. However, among the Saint Sovereigns, he was only comparable to a newly promoted Saint Sovereign like the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord. If he absorbed it, he estimated he could reach the peak of the other shore realm, comparable to an old Saint Sovereign like the Hao Saint Sovereign. Lin Moyu was not in a hurry to absorb the wood god flower king. After the fusion of the wood god flower king, the secret realm's starry sky changed again. Starlight intertwined to form a huge rune, a 3-dimensional ancient rune. Lin Moyu didn't recognize this ancient rune, but he could see some clues from it. Inside this ancient rune, there seemed to be another space hidden. Hiding another space within the secret realm, a double space, was not something an ordinary person could do. The Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord had such means, and Lin Moyu was not surprised. "Little guy, you are quite good." A familiar voice sounded, and Lin Moyu's heart tightened as he looked at the center of the ancient rune. In the center of the ancient rune, a figure slowly emerged. The Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord, it was the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord again. Moreover, this Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord also had a wisp of soul. Lin Moyu looked at him with a strange expression, not knowing what the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord was up to. The Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord looked at Lin Moyu with a smile. Little guy, there's no need to look at me like that. The one you killed was indeed a wisp of my soul, and this is also a wisp of my soul. Lin Moyu suddenly understood something, so the Heavenly Lord had already made arrangements. He realized that the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord wouldn't leave such a big flaw. The self-aware remnant soul was not an accident but an inevitability. Behind it, the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord was still in control. The Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord split a wisp of his soul and nourished it with runes, deliberately allowing it to develop self-awareness. Then, another wisp of his soul monitored everything from behind, wanting to see how his successor would handle it. Lin Moyu said, "Weren't you afraid I wouldn't be able to handle it? After all, that was your soul, not easy to deal with." The Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord looked at Lin Moyu. "I believed you could handle it, or rather, that person believed you could handle it." That person? Lin Moyu was startled, his first thought going to the mysterious master. The Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord said, "Your guess is correct, it is that person." Lin Moyu asked, "But what is the point of doing this?" The Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord smiled, "That's for you to figure out." Lin Moyu asked, "Then why did you leave another wisp of your soul to watch from behind? What do you want to do?" The Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord said, "Nothing, just curious." The Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord had long left this world and severed all connections with it. No matter how many remnants he left, they couldn't contact his main body, so satisfying his curiosity was actually unnecessary. But the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord had a quirky personality, who knew what other thoughts he had. The Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord said, "All right, since you passed the test and obtained the Wood God Flower King, I will give you the inheritance." The Wood God Flower King is a rare treasure, effective for cultivators below the Supreme Realm. The most valuable aspect is that it can continuously produce clones, but the clones are only effective for those below the other shore realm, somewhat useless. Whether to absorb it directly or plant it in your soul to continuously harvest wood god flowers is up to you. As he spoke, the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord pointed, and the ancient rune in the starry sky transformed into a pearl, falling into Lin Moyu's hand. "This pearl contains the inheritance I left here. As for the next inheritance, you will know after you comprehend this one." "All right, my business is done. Before I leave, do you have any questions? Feel free to ask. This wisp of my soul knows quite a lot." Lin Moyu didn't hold back. Having just killed a wisp of his soul, there was no need to be polite. He directly asked, "Senior, how can the divine path be repaired?" Although Lin Moyu had received an answer from the mysterious master, he was still not satisfied and wanted to ask again. The Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord didn't hesitate and directly answered, "The divine path cannot be repaired. If it is damaged, it can only be rebuilt elsewhere." As he spoke, his gaze sparkled with starlight, looking into the distant starry sky. After a moment, he sighed, "All 100 divine paths are damaged, and no new paths have been built. It seems the current era is very difficult." Sigh. The Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord's sigh made Lin Moyu's heart sink to the bottom. This era is indeed very difficult. The world is on the brink of collapse. Lin Moyu couldn't help but want to ask the Heavenly Lord why all the Heavenly Lords had fled, abandoning their homeland so shamelessly. But in the end, he couldn't bring himself to say it. The Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord looked at Lin Moyu. "Do you know why there are only 100 divine paths?" Lin Moyu shook his head. How could he know such a thing? Probably no one in the current world could answer this question. The Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord said, "Because only 100 divine paths can be built." Lin Moyu was stunned on the spot. Only 100 divine paths could be built? What about himself? Why, Lin Moyu couldn't help but ask, was there some special reason why only 100 divine paths could be built? The Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord said, "You should have seen the runes of the greater world. The runes of the greater world are divided into 100 sub-runes, each representing a law, a great path, and simultaneously a divine path. Although there are countless great paths, and some say there are 3,000 great paths, the number 3 represents infinity. But in reality, there are only 100 great paths. The path of cultivation ultimately leads to the same destination. No matter which path you take, you will eventually converge at the runes of the greater world, which is the source of this world. The 100 great paths vary in strength, but as long as you keep moving forward, you will eventually have the chance to touch the runes of the greater world. Unfortunately, now that the divine paths are broken, they can no longer be touched." Lin Moyu asked, "Is there any other way?" The Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord laughed heartily. "Of course there is. How could there be no other way? The Tao never leaves people without a path. In the beginning, our greater world had only one divine path. The subsequent 99 divine paths were built bit by bit by various heavenly lords and supremes. You can naturally build a new divine path, and there is more than one method. Lin Moyu immediately asked, "Please enlighten me, Senior." Each wisp of the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord's soul had its own personality. The one in the mysterious star secret realm was irritable, the one in the previous inheritance was straightforward, and the one he had killed was violent. The one before him now was calm and wise. Lin Moyu had already learned the method to build a new divine path from the mysterious master. Now, hearing it from the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord, he wanted to compare and verify. The Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord said, "The first method is to find a Heavenly Lord or a Peak Supreme, dismantle the already damaged divine path completely, and then rebuild it in the original place. The second method is to find a way to make the runes of the greater world evolve 101st Great Path rune, and then you can build a new rune. The third method is to build a divine path that directly reaches the runes of the greater world, but that is too difficult. We have never succeeded. Choose one of the three methods yourself." Lin Moyu asked, "How can the runes of the greater world evolve a new Great Path rune?" The Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord said, "Devour other worlds and plunder the world's origin." Lin Moyu finally understood how the 100 Great Path runes of the greater world came to be. They were all obtained by plundering other worlds. Lin Moyu couldn't help but fall into deep thought. No wonder the illusory mist Heavenly Lord said the greater world itself bears too much karma. Plundering so many things and leaving the beings of those worlds alive without killing them. The karma naturally accumulates more and more, becoming unbearable until the greater world collapses. But now the greater world is extremely weak. If it encounters another world, unless it is very weak, it will be a disaster for the greater world. The Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord said, "Now you understand." Lin Moyu nodded, "Thank you for your guidance, Senior. I will try my best." The Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord said, "Your ability to obtain my inheritance proves your aptitude, luck, and talent are all excellent. I don't know what that person told you or what your goal is, but I can tell you that if things don't work out, you should make the right choice. The ultimate possibility lies within my inheritance. I hope you can obtain it. It's a pity, such a good greater world was ruined by us. We owe this world." With a sigh, the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord dissipated into the starry sky. As he disappeared, Lin Moyu felt a sense of desolation. The sigh was filled with helplessness, reluctance, and resignation. Having interacted with the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord multiple times, Lin Moyu found that his personality was different each time. He didn't know which one was the real Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord. At least he learned the three methods to build a new divine path from the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord, combined with the specific methods and materials needed from the mysterious master. Finally, he had a complete concept of how to build a new divine path. Outside the secret realm, everyone had been waiting for many days, and the competition had not yet begun. Everyone was waiting for a result, and they had all become very tacit. Even the human emperor network fell silent, seemingly waiting as well. Finally, the entrance to the secret realm changed. The originally slowly rotating vortex suddenly stopped. This change immediately caught everyone's attention. Under the gaze of tens of thousands of eyes, the vortex quickly collapsed, and within seconds, there was no trace of the vortex in the starry sky. The secret realm had disappeared. Where the secret realm once was, only Lin Moyu stood alone. He stood on the star river of the laws, like a king standing above the star river of the laws, overlooking everyone in the starry sky. An indescribable nobility spread and grew on Lin Moyu. At this moment, everyone had an illusion, as if they were inferior to Lin Moyu. They stood under the star river of the laws, while Lin Moyu stepped on it. The difference in status was self-evident. The secret realm has disappeared. He actually cleared the secret realm. How did he do it? What kind of combat power is this? Impossible. The wood god's secret realm cannot be cleared. Countless voices echoed in the starry sky. Some were amazed, some were in disbelief, and some were questioning. There were all kinds of reactions. Some wanted to ask Lin Moyu, but Yu Chengfeng stopped them first. Yu Chengfeng said in a low voice, "Mr. Lin is not awake yet. Please do not disturb him. If you have any questions, ask later." He noticed that Lin Moyu was in a different state, so he stopped everyone. There were many peak god sovereigns present. Yu Chengfeng was not the strongest, but he was from the Yu family. They might not give him face, but they had to give face to Lady Yu. These god sovereigns also noticed Lin Moyu's different state and stopped. At this moment, a light appeared out of thin air and fell on Lin Moyu. The power of the human emperor network surged, interfering with reality. It isolated Lin Moyu from any disturbance. Lin Moyu's eyes were slightly closed. When the secret realm collapsed, he simultaneously received information from the Human Emperor Network. Please confirm, has the Wood God secret realm disappeared? Please describe your experiences in the Wood God secret realm. This time, the Human Emperor Network had not received any information about Lin Moyu's journey in the secret realm. Since the appearance of the Human Emperor Network, such a thing had never happened. Not only were the God Sovereigns curious, but even the Human Emperor Network was curious about what had happened in the secret realm. Regarding the inheritance of the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord, Lin Moyu did not hide it. Several Saint Sovereigns already knew, and so did the Human Emperor Network. Soon, the Human Emperor Network received the correct answer and learned what had happened in the secret realm. A city-wide announcement quickly appeared, once again shocking the world. Divine City Announcement. Senior personnel Lin Moyu has successfully cleared the Wood God secret realm. The massive announcement from the Divine City appeared on the Human Emperor Network. The news spread quickly, reaching every corner of the Divine City. All the God Sovereigns outside the secret realm received the information from the Human Emperor Network simultaneously. The Wood God secret realm has been permanently closed. Only then did all the doubts completely disappear. All the God Sovereigns present looked at Lin Moyu in disbelief. Anyone's words could be doubted, but the Human Emperor Network's words were indisputable. Since the appearance of the Human Emperor Network, it had never spoken falsely. Lin Moyu slowly opened his eyes, his gaze sweeping over the God Sovereigns. Seniors, I apologize. Someone cupped their hands and asked, Lin Xiaoyu, may I ask if you have obtained the Wood God Flower King? Lin Moyu openly admitted, yes. He opened his palm, revealing a crystal-clear Wood God flower composed of 12 petals, slowly rotating. The fragrance spread through the starry sky, and everyone felt their souls tremble, experiencing a refreshing sensation. Almost all the high-tier God Sovereigns had seen the Wood God Flower King, and their eyes were filled with admiration. They all desired the Wood God Flower King, but no matter how hard they tried, they couldn't obtain it. Some showed a hint of greed in their eyes but quickly suppressed it. They knew that anyone who tried to take the Wood God Flower King from Lin Moyu would be courting death. A Peak God Sovereign asked, Lin Xiaoyu, how did you obtain the Wood God Flower King? Lin Moyu replied, I have already informed the Human Emperor Network of the specific method. If you want to know, you can check it there. Immediately, someone communicated with the Human Emperor Network to check. The information was open to all God Sovereigns and was free of charge. With the Wood God secret realm gone, there was no reason to charge for it. After checking the information, all the God Sovereigns showed conflicted expressions. They never expected such a result. We were all wrong. There were originally 2 methods to obtain the Wood God flower in the secret realm, and we all used the wrong method. It's not that we used the wrong method, we never found the correct method. Many God Sovereigns seemed to be struck, realizing that their previous methods were all wrong after reading the secret realm strategy. Finding the Wood God flower in the secret realm was not about luck but following a correct method. In the low and middle tier difficulties, the secret realm provided clear instructions, but no one had ever discovered them. In the high tier difficulty, the secret realm added rune elements and simultaneously tested combat power. Without being a rune master, it was impossible to clear the secret realm. If one only relied on time, the result was obvious. It was impossible to obtain the Wood God Flower King. Moreover, one had to clear the secret realm 10 times in a row. Lin Moyu's previous highest record was only 4 times, not even halfway, with a significant gap. Lin Moyu asked, does anyone have any other questions? Someone thought for a moment and asked, Lin Xiaoyu, do you plan to sell the Wood God Flower King? Lin Moyu shook his head, no. Hearing Lin Moyu's answer, the God Sovereigns were somewhat disappointed. They had cultivated for many years and were wealthy. If Lin Moyu intended to sell, they could offer a high price. However, Lin Moyu didn't want to sell, and they couldn't force him. Lin Moyu put away the Wood God Flower King. He hadn't decided whether to absorb it directly or plant it to harvest more Wood God flowers. Either way, he wouldn't sell the Wood God Flower King. Lin Moyu didn't lack Divine City merits, and they were no longer very useful to him. His level was already different from that of ordinary God Sovereigns. Seeing that no one had more questions, Lin Moyu said to Yu Chengfeng, Senior Chengfeng, I have some matters to attend to, so I'll take my leave. We shall meet again if fate allows. Yu Chengfeng cupped his hands, safe travels, sir. I will remember this favor. Lin Moyu smiled slightly, threw out his warship, and left as a stream of light. As he disappeared, Yu Chengfeng received a soul transmission from Lin Moyu, Senior Chengfeng, if you return to the Yu family, please take care of Yu Zhu for me. After flying a distance in the warship, Lin Moyu quickly entered deep space. The warship wandered aimlessly in deep space, moving slowly. Lin Moyu sat in the warship, beginning to review the inheritance from the pearl and summarizing his gains from this trip. The trip to the Wood God's secret realm was very rewarding. First, he gained a deeper understanding of runes. Runes could not only be fused but also split. The split runes retained their original functions. Moreover, the split runes could be cross-combined. This made the combination of runes more diverse. Lin Moyu had seen some extremely complex rune formations on the ancient battlefield. At that time, he couldn't understand them, but now he realized that those rune formations were composed of split and rearranged runes. Such combinations made the rune formation stronger. Besides learning to split runes, he also discovered how to fine-tune runes, making his runes more perfect. The more perfect the runes, the stronger their effects, regardless of their use. A solid foundation results in a more stable structure. These two gains alone made the trip worthwhile, not to mention other rewards. The Wood God Flower King was a precious treasure. If he used it, his soul could be elevated to a higher level. After some thought, Lin Moyu decided to keep it for future use. If his soul could smoothly break through to the peak of the Saint Sovereign Realm, he could then use the power of the Wood God Flower King to impact the Supreme Realm. The Wood God Flower King was effective for souls below the Supreme Realm and could be used to impact the Supreme Realm. Once he reached the Supreme Realm, the Wood God Flower King would be useless. The information from the Inheritance Pearl continued to flow, not very large in volume, containing many methods for splitting runes. Additionally, it included how to use split runes to arrange rune formations. From simple to complex, various rune formations were provided, with many examples from the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord for Lin Moyu to reference. Lin Moyu found that the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord's inheritance could be divided into several stages. The first stage, obtained in the Yunwu sect, had the largest amount of knowledge, including all rune information and detailed explanations of the way of runes. The information was so vast that it almost overwhelmed his soul. The second stage, in the Treasure Ship Secret Realm, taught Lin Moyu how to repair runes, create rune warehouses, and use runes to create ancient warriors. The third stage, in the Mysterious Star Secret Realm, provided the Inheritance Rune, a magical rune created by the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord, along with the inheritance of a Supreme of the Starlight Law to prove the power of runes. The fourth stage, in the Wood God Secret Realm, taught Lin Moyu how to split runes and use split runes to arrange rune formations, making them more powerful. He also learned how to optimize runes and obtained the rare treasure, the Wood God Flower King. The Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord was indeed sincere in his inheritance. Each test came with rewards and inheritance. The Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord used his methods to teach his successor how to correctly learn and use runes. Now, Lin Moyu began to formally learn to split runes and use split runes to arrange rune formations. Only by completing the most difficult rune formation in this inheritance could he obtain information about the next inheritance. There are a total of 10 rune formations, from easy to difficult, each one linked to the next. Splitting runes and then cross-combining them into rune formations is a very meticulous process. After reading through the Inheritance Pearl, Lin Moyu began to split the runes according to the methods described. He needed to determine where to split, where not to split, and how to ensure that the split runes retained their original functions. With his precise control abilities and extremely sensitive soul, Lin Moyu quickly mastered the correct method of splitting runes. For others, splitting runes was extremely difficult, but Lin Moyu quickly grasped it without spending much time. Moreover, he understood that mastering one method meant mastering many. He didn't just copy mechanically but learned and applied the methods flexibly, quickly mastering the splitting techniques for various runes. Now, just by looking at a rune, he could tell which parts could be split, how to split them, and whether the split rune would retain its original function or become weaker. After mastering the method of splitting runes, he officially began using the split runes to arrange rune formations. This was where the real difficulty began. Even in ancient times, not every rune master could master this method. Using split runes to combine and arrange formations allowed the runes to fuse more tightly, creating a structure where each part was interdependent. Once the formation was completed, it would become increasingly powerful and stable. Lin Moyu continuously learned and mastered the techniques, losing track of time and not caring where he was headed. The warship traveled through deep space for a while, then naturally returned to surface space, continuing its aimless journey. In the silent starry sky, the warship drifted slowly. Occasionally, an astonishing aura would burst from the warship, but most of the time, it was as still as dead water, without any movement. After the copper lizard race was exterminated, the human race directly targeted the Pegasus race. The battle lasted for some time. The human race first dispatched thousands of god sovereigns to launch a fierce attack on the Pegasus race. The Pegasus race seemed to have anticipated the human race's actions and immediately initiated strong defenses. They activated all available defensive formations and mobilized their entire army to blockade the starry sky of their entire star region. The human race encountered resistance within the Pegasus race. In terms of strength, the Pegasus race was far inferior to the human race. However, their pre-prepared defenses hindered the human race's advance, delaying them significantly. The War Saint Sovereign led the battle, worried about enemy ambushes from behind as the army advanced in the sealed space. He ordered the army to slow down the attack and sent a message back to the human race, requesting reinforcements. The nearest human army immediately took action, ensuring that the god sovereigns of the War God Hall had no worries about their rear. This delay caused the War God Hall's god sovereigns to advance very slowly, not attacking with full force. The Pegasus race took this time to seek help from nearby races. Several races did send reinforcements, but they had little impact. Facing the powerful human race, the support from these small races was meaningless. It wasn't until the Golden Eagle race's god sovereigns arrived to support the Pegasus race that the situation changed. The Golden Eagle race was a strong race, sending over 1,000 god sovereigns to cooperate with the Pegasus race in resisting the human god sovereigns. More than 10 races, large and small, joined forces to engage in fierce battles with the human god sovereigns on the front lines. The human race's advance was once again obstructed, even coming to a halt. Just when the Pegasus race thought the human race would retreat, the body of the Pegasus race leader suddenly appeared on the battlefield. The Killing Saint Sovereign had infiltrated the Pegasus race and assassinated their leader. For the Pegasus race, the death of their leader was a devastating blow. Unlike the human race, the leader of the Pegasus race was not only the core of power but also the spiritual core. With the leader's death, the Pegasus race nearly collapsed. At this moment, the human reinforcements arrived, led by the hot-tempered Sword Saint Sovereign. According to later reports, the Sword Saint Sovereign used a single sword strike to shatter the starry sky, completely destroying the Pegasus race's morale. That sword strike tore apart the defensive line established by the Pegasus race, leaving an indelible sword energy star river in the starry sky. After that, the human god sovereigns unleashed their full power, killing their way through. A million-strong army covered the rear, preventing any surprise attacks from behind. The Pegasus race attempted to lift the space blockade and activate teleportation arrays to escape. Only then did they realize that the space had been reverse sealed by the human race, making escape impossible. Seeing the situation was hopeless, the Golden Eagle race withdrew their forces. With the Golden Eagle race's withdrawal, the fate of the Pegasus race was sealed. The entire battle lasted over 3 months, and the Pegasus race, like the Copper Lizard race, was ultimately wiped out by the human race. Perhaps some members of the Pegasus race managed to escape, but in the vast starry sky, finding a place to hide would be extremely difficult. Their only option was to flee to the outer regions. A sword energy cut through the starry sky, transforming into a brilliant star river. Months later, the sword energy still lingered, and the star river remained dazzling. The Sword Saint Sovereign's sword strike was incredibly brilliant, killing over 100 god sovereigns and shattering the Pegasus race's defenses. Several powerful Saint Sovereigns appeared in the starry sky, coming from different races, all converging here. The Demon race, the Golden Eagle race, the Bull Demon race. 3 Saint Sovereigns stood together, gazing at the sword energy star river, feeling the immense power within it. Very strong. Already at the peak of the Saint Sovereign realm, just half a step away from the legendary realm. Although we all know that this half step is insurmountable, we must admit that the human Sword Saint Sovereign's combat power has reached the pinnacle of the other shore realm. I am not as strong as her. It would take at least 3 of us to fight her. The Sword Saint Sovereign is not the strongest Saint Sovereign of the human race. There are at least 2 others of equal strength. The human race's power is indeed far superior to ours. Alright, we've seen the Sword Energy Star River. Now we need to discuss how to deal with the human race. This will be difficult. The Sword Energy Star River left by the Sword Saint Sovereign indicated that her combat power had reached the pinnacle of the other shore realm. The Saint Sovereigns knew that the strongest in the human race were the Heaven Saint Sovereign and the War Saint Sovereign. The House Saint Sovereign and the Sword Saint Sovereign were next, followed by the Killing Saint Sovereign. As for the newly promoted Talisman Saint Sovereign, his combat power was not as strong, possibly even weaker than the Killing Saint Sovereign. Among the Saint Sovereigns, there were significant differences in strength. Ordinary Saint Sovereigns would need to join forces to contend with beings like the War Saint Sovereign. Now that the Sword Saint Sovereign's combat power had also reached the pinnacle of the Other Shore realm, it was not good news for the other races. They understood that in a war between races, the key was the confrontation between the top combat powers. Once, when the human race was on the brink of extinction, Chao Zhanshan emerged and single-handedly repelled the other races. This was the power of top combat strength. They began to discuss how to deal with the human race. It was clear that the human race was determined to seek revenge, and no one knew when they would stop. They needed to come up with a comprehensive strategy to respond. Lin Moyu's warship drifted in the starry sky for a whole year. Lin Moyu continuously split runes and arranged rune formations, experimenting repeatedly, failing repeatedly, summarizing each time, and then experimenting again, in a continuous cycle. Since he started working with runes, Lin Moyu had rarely failed. Occasional failures didn't affect his mood, instead, they fueled his desire to challenge. Splitting runes wasn't difficult, and arranging rune formations wasn't difficult either, but cross-combining them increased the difficulty several times over. According to the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord, mastering rune splitting within 100 years and mastering cross-combining rune formations within 1,000 years was considered qualified. Lin Moyu had mastered rune splitting in just a few days, and now, after a year, he had mastered about 90% of the rune formations. Such talent made even himself feel a bit perverted. Lin Moyu recalled something the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord had once told him: "You were born for runes." At that time, Lin Moyu didn't feel much, but now he thought the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord was right. He didn't know how long it took the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord to learn to split runes and then use the split runes to form complex rune formations. But he felt that the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord wouldn't have been faster than him. Finally, the last rune was split. A rune was split into 3 parts, seemingly disassembled, but it still retained its original function. Lin Moyu used his soul power to maintain the rune. Then, with a light touch of his finger, he pushed the split runes into a rune formation. The 3 split rune fragments entered different areas of the rune formation. The soul link remained unbroken. Not only was it unbroken, but the rune formation also combined together. The rune formation was originally composed of split runes, all interconnected by soul power. When the last rune entered, the rune formation instantly became complete. Not only could the split runes combine to form new runes, but the intertwining of soul power also greatly enhanced this connection. In an instant, the rune formation became ever-changing. The rune formation activated, accompanied by a strong rumbling sound, and suddenly shrank. All the split runes combined together, forming a 3-dimensional complex rune. Lin Moyu reached out and absorbed the rune into his palm, carefully observing it. The 3-dimensional rune should belong to the category of ancient runes, but it was a rune formation, not an ancient rune. Lin Moyu naturally understood that not only ancient runes could be 3-dimensional, some complex runes could also be 3-dimensional. For example, runes related to the laws of time and space were basically all 3-dimensional runes. At the same time, some rune formations could also be 3-dimensional. The rune formation in his palm was like this, with a hint of ancient rune aura. The function of this rune formation was containment, with an internal space of its own, named the containment rune formation. Used on enemies, it could trap them. Used on oneself, it could provide shelter. Used on objects, it could store them. The internal space of the containment rune formation was extremely large. Lin Moyu felt it could hold an entire galaxy. Moreover, once activated, this rune formation could hide itself, making it very secretive and hard to detect. Previously, the second wisp of the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord's soul was hidden using a similar rune formation, though the Heavenly Lord's method was far more advanced. The Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord had thought of everything. Lin Moyu looked at the rune formation, his eyes growing brighter. So that's how it is, I understand now. He suddenly realized why the ancient runes of the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord could still exist independently even when shattered into pieces, sometimes evolving into secret realms. But the ancient runes mastered by the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord did not have this ability. Once scattered, they were gone. Previously, he always thought it was because the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord's realm was higher, hence the difference. Now he finally understood that the root cause was not the difference in realms. The root cause lay in the different methods of drawing ancient runes. The Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord applied the method of splitting runes within the ancient runes. What seemed like a complete ancient rune was actually composed of countless split runes. These split runes could combine to form ancient runes and rune formations, or they could exist independently. Moreover, the Holy Talisman Heavenly Lord split the runes very finely. A single ancient rune could be split into thousands or tens of thousands of fragments. Each seemingly scattered fragment could exist independently, which is why the ancient runes could collapse without being annihilated. The Heavenly Lord is indeed a Heavenly Lord, far beyond my current reach. Though he understood, Lin Moyu knew he didn't yet have the ability to do these things. However, after mastering the method of splitting runes, he gained a deeper understanding of the rune formations left on the ancient battlefield. Lin Moyu's mind returned, and he woke up. The rune formation in his palm was still glowing. Lin Moyu took out the inheritance pearl given by the holy talisman Heavenly Lord and placed it into the rune formation. The pearl immediately emitted a strong light, and a rune on the pearl lit up, resonating with Lin Moyu's rune formation. Lin Moyu knew this was a method left by the holy talisman Heavenly Lord, only activatable with this rune formation. The inheritance pearl was fully activated, and a piece of information entered Lin Moyu's mind. Then the inheritance pearl turned to powder and completely dissipated. Lin Moyu looked at the information content, showing a strange expression. This inheritance is in the outer region? Lin Moyu had thought the holy talisman Heavenly Lord had placed all his inheritances in the Divine City Star region, as the ancient warriors had fallen there. The many secret realms in the Divine City Star region were all transformed from the ancient runes of the ancient warriors, making it the most suitable place for the holy talisman Heavenly Lord to set up. Unexpectedly, the holy talisman Heavenly Lord had placed an inheritance in the outer region. The Heavenly Lord's thoughts are hard to guess. Then I'll make a trip. Fortunately, it's not too far. But before I go, I'll visit the ancient battlefield. Lin Moyu had a plan. He wanted to revisit the ancient battlefield to examine the remaining rune formations. With his current understanding of runes, he might be able to discover more clues. Lin Moyu had never forgotten the ancient battlefield, where there was a suspected divine summer tower, which was related to Meng Anwen. Lin Moyu wanted to know what was going on. He couldn't return to the small world, and Antares hadn't come out yet. The whole matter was like a huge mystery, always shrouding him, making it hard to see clearly. Lin Moyu checked the star map and found he was still drifting in the outer region of the Divine City, about 2,000 light-years from the nearest ancient battlefield. Traveling through deep space, it wouldn't take half a day to get there. Suddenly, a light fell on the warship, and Lin Moyu heard the voice of the Human Emperor Network. "Have you finished your cultivation?" Lin Moyu was stunned for a moment. The Human Emperor Network had actually interfered with reality. The Human Emperor Network rarely directly communicated with people, usually just sending messages. Now it was directly interfering with reality to talk to him, clearly indicating something important. Previously, while he was cultivating, the Human Emperor Network hadn't disturbed him. Now that he had finished cultivating, the Human Emperor Network had come. Lin Moyu responded, "Temporarily finished. What's the matter?" "The Hao Saint Sovereign has something to discuss with you. Please enter the Human Emperor Network." Lin Moyu immediately entered the Human Emperor Network. In the network, his consciousness appeared in a virtual starry sky. A great battle was taking place in the starry sky, with the human army fighting against enemies. What is this? Lin Moyu immediately saw that the enemies fighting the human race were demons. There couldn't be a war in the Human Emperor Network, so this scene must have been transmitted from reality. In reality, the human race was fighting the demons? At this moment, the figure of the Hao Saint Sovereign appeared before Lin Moyu, looking slightly serious. "I have something to tell you. The various races have formed an alliance and declared war on the human race." Lin Moyu's eyes flickered, as expected, striking first as the right choice. The Hao Saint Sovereign looked at Lin Moyu. "You anticipated this?" Lin Moyu nodded. "It was bound to happen. As long as we don't stop seeking revenge, they will eventually declare war on us. I estimated that after we exterminated 3 to 5 small races, they would form an alliance and declare war on us. Now that we've exterminated the Copper Lizard race and likely the Pegasus race, it's normal for them to declare war on us." The Human Emperor Network's voice suddenly sounded. "He is correct. Based on calculations, the probability of the various races forming an alliance and declaring war on us exceeds 80%. The Hao Saint Sovereign looked at Lin Moyu. "Explain your thoughts in detail."